Hello, and welcome to an all new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Marzina Show. One of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California. And I'm joined by my beautiful, wonderful, talented co host, the birthday girl herself, Shannon. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello, and welcome to. Sorry about that. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. It was pretty good. I did the master cleanse. I did 4 days, and
Okay,
then got off of it, and then I feel really good,
good.
and I am making some huge changes of uh, what I'm eating and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it's really interesting. I probably do like a daily vlog or something, the different things I'm making and stuff, which is pretty interesting. But,
And I was not on the master cleanse this weekend. How about that?
yeah, well, you know what? It takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of oh man, it's something else. It's definitely hard to get through it, but you know what? Once you do, I did it for 45 days once, so I can do a whole thing on how that turned out. But anyway, it's the Master Clean Show. This is Marzine, and we have an illustrious panel. And I'm so happy to talk to all these people. And we're going to start off, of course, ladies first. This young lady is such a trailblazer. She's a soccer mom. She sells jewelry. She is one of our favorite panelists,
One of
Stat-
my best friends.
Staten Island's own Marty Sa.
Yes.
How you doing, Marty Sa?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank God. Alive, surviving. You know how that is.
Well, we're glad.
How is everyone else?
I'm great.
Most amazing.
Good.
Yes. And this brother I've known for a long time, going back to the old animation days, the movies underground, been on the show back in the day. It's one and only G. He's going by G now. Characters what your profile picture, man. You definitely sending me that. How you doing, G?
I'm good. Running away from the government. What else? Staying on the run with COVID out now. I probably am patient zero, but who knows? Just regular old, regular old, all good stuff.
And you represent out of Brooklyn these days.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad. You college grad, right?
Oh, of course. Gosh, it's been so
Yeah.
long. 2015.
Oh wow, man, it's been that long. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back on the show, man.
Always a pleasure.
All right, so let's get to our returning champs. This brother I met when I was up there chilling in Atlanta. Um, this guy can sing. He's a filmmaker, great podcast guest, gun enthusiast, and sometimes they call him the law. It's the one and only Anthony. What's up, man?
Peace, peace. What up, though?
Yeah, how you been, man? Because we haven't chopped it up in a while.
Man, I've been, I'm still black, so there's a plus, and I've been on a journey. That's the short answer. It's been an interesting 365 days. So yeah, I've been cool though.
All
Hey,
right,
best friend.
What up, though, Shannon?
I'm glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to what you have to say tonight. Also, this guy, returning champ, friend of the show, one of my favorite peoples. This brother does it all. Uh, he's kind of like my spiritual guidance person, uh, not just with the book of the Bible, but also with podcasting and all that good stuff. It's the one and only Andre. What's up, Andre?
Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. It's been a while. Good to see
Yeah,
everybody.
man. We got to do a year-end show, just a free for all.
Let's do it.
Oh, and also the 24-hour show is coming, so we want to have to figure that one out together as a community. Um, when we're
Hey,
gonna do this.
Dre, babe.
What's up?
So, uh, but Andre's in the house. All right. So, before we get in, we'll let Anthony come back in. Um, I want to say, a good friend of mine before the show is not doing well. He has COVID and he's in the hospital. And I'm not going to say his name publicly, but I just want to give my love to him and his family, man, and hopefully he gets better. So he's been having health issues already, and he's actually someone who's been on the show before. So just big shout out to you, bro, and I hope you get better, man. And my thoughts and prayers are for you, man. So, but I definitely wanted to say that before we got started.
For sure.
So, and I see Shannon, you have somebody behind you. Who's that behind you?
This is sis. Everybody knows her. Well, I would say four of us know her. This is Kim Kim. She hung out with all of us when we were all together last year during Halloween in Atlanta. And so we're back together again.
Ever.
Forever.
Never ever.
Please, I don't know. Maybe she can help us out tonight on
That's why she came and sat down. She's an expert in relationships.
I just wanted to see one person.
All right. So tonight we're doing a show called Relationship Letters, and what's happened is there's this a website in which people have sent in letters that they need help with relationships, and I figured I can assemble a panel together that can help out. And these are the topics in which these letters fall under. If you see a pink female symbol, that means it came from a woman. As you can see, blue came from a guy. What we're going to do is we're going to let the panelists pick the topics they want to start off with. So what we'll do is, of course, we'll do ladies first. So that means Marisol, our guest, will go first. So she'll get the first topic. Am I low? Running low?
There you go.
And I'll fix that. All right. So since it's going to be ladies first, we'll pull up the topics again. Can everybody see it?
All right.
So Marisol, you get the first dibs. Go ahead and pick.
Why do I play games in relationships?
Okay. All right. So we're going to click it.
Why do I play games in relationships?
Oh, you should let me
Every
read
time I hear Jules' song, Foolish Games, I begin to think about my relationships with women. I know that I play games, but I'm scared that if I stop playing, I'll be out of the running. I love the beginnings of relationships. I allow myself to get really close really fast, but then it's like something inside of me snaps. I start to pull away, almost withdraw completely, and then, just as the woman involved has almost given up, I snap back like a human rubber band. This may happen a couple of times over the course of a year, and finally the woman gives up on me completely and I wind up alone and miserable. Then I start the cycle all over again with somebody else. I've been doing this for a while now. I'm 35 years old and feel I'm ready to settle down, but I can't break the cycle. I don't want to end up alone, but, at this rate, it looks like that's what might happen. Sincerely, Game Boy.
All right. All right. So why do people play games? And you know,
My opinion, people play games because they're scared. There's something that they want, um, but they're afraid of being truly happy. And they know that if they get that happiness, they'll feel like they don't deserve it. So they have to play that game of I want you, I don't want you, I want you, I don't want you in order to maintain some type of sanity. And then when they end up alone, it's like, well, I mean, I guess I really didn't. It kind of like a self fulfilling prophecy where like, see, I told you I didn't deserve it anyway, and they end up miserable because of it. Wow, how to stop that? That's a good question because anything short of um I don't think anything short of some really deep self in reflection. I think that's the words. Anything short of that would help solve that because that's something that you have to find out intrinsically what's making you feel like you don't deserve it, that you are setting yourself up for failure to begin with.
Does anybody on this channel feel like they dated that person who just plays games with you, that is putting you through unnecessary things or whatever? It seems like Marty saw you dated that guy before.
Oh, definitely. The back and forth, the back and forth. I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. Get close to me. Don't you're stressing me out because you text me all day. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about you, G? Have you ever dated that girl? Girl playing all the games?
Oh man. Oh god. See, this is one of those things. It's gonna sound like I'm deflecting, but then I'm deflecting in a way because this is one of those things I just was reading about the other day, and so it comes to something where I think it was probably before my generation or so, but it's even more prevalent now. There's a level of validation and instant gratification that people want. So they keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in terms of like, okay, I know I can get from you now attention and all the affection and love, and then okay, great, I got that, let me go to the next one and get something from them where they could just be something as so fickle as like sex or what have you. And then when they're not getting that, they come back to you. Oh baby, I love you. Oh, do this for me, do that for me. And it's a constant like ping pong back and forth. And the I would say in this particular person case too, the reason why they've been allowed to do it so much is because the girlfriend, whoever on the end of it, has yet to say no, stop it. What I find fascinating is that they're a bit hyper aware that they are in this situation, but they have yet to go and get themselves go and think introspectively about it, or really and truly go and get therapeutic help or some sort of psychiatric help, because that's what they need. And I think there's larger issues and problems that they need to deal with concerning their self before they even need to worry about settling down with someone else and possibly ruining their lives.
One thing I've experienced this is the person who loves to get angry to cause conflict so you can what's it, the break up the make. You know, I don't know if anybody's gone through that, or maybe I'm just gone through those kind of crazy things. It's almost like they create conflict so that you can get be on the brink, and then you have that euphoria or whatever for them of making sure that everything is okay, and then you're on like this tight wire, or people who. One thing I don't allow is the whole. I don't feel like you should throw out breaking up unless you really mean it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should ever put that out there on the table. You shouldn't even, unless that's like, you know, because I discovered a long time ago that I will call you bluff every time. You're not gonna be like a hold me emotionally hostage. And maybe I messed up some relationships in the past because of it or not. I don't know. But I'll have to say though, I don't know. I don't like game playing and all that kind of stuff. Especially now, man. Like maybe I don't know, maybe a part of me when I was younger didn't mind as much, but now, man, I'm like, you know what? I want everything on the level. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to, I don't want to have Miss Cleo tell me what's going on in my relationship. Like I want to be able to have a conversation with the person I'm with, and everything be on the level. But not everybody operates like that. So I don't know. This guy in this letter is basically saying, I don't know, I keep doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, and he says, and he realizes that it's a recurring cycle. I mean, Shannon. I mean, is it good that he at least realizes that he's doing it?
I mean, knowing is half the battle, but what about making necessary steps to change what you're doing if you know it's a problem or you know it's not? Because a lot of times, and this is not just for myself, I think it's for a lot of people, we want the results of something, but we don't necessarily want the work that it takes to get those results. And so maybe he wants something different, but he's not willing to put in the work for that. And so he keeps deferring back to what he's complacent or comfortable in. And it works, and he knows it's not the best option, but it's something he's used to. Now, I don't like the games. I don't like the BS. I don't want to run around. You either like me or you don't. You either gonna buy me tacos and rub my booty or you not. And so I need to know what it's gonna be, or you can move around. I got enough friends. I don't need a pen pal. So games don't work for me. And plus, we not kids. We grown. And so, and of course, age is not a predicator of maturity, but let your yes be yes and your no be no. If you're gonna be somebody who is about your grown business in a relationship, do that. If you're gonna play games, bruh, go play in the play box with the kids.
The Mafuni. Wait, let me put this up on the screen. This is funny. Uh, you say body tacos from the booty.
No, Mafuni, I said buy me tacos and rub my booty.
Hilarious, hilarious. All right, so Anthony, you're next, and for those who just came in, we have relationship topics that we're going to be doing. The panel gets to pick, and they get the first dibs of it. So, if you can see, uh, go ahead and pick a topic. It's on you, Anthony.
Who's next?
Anthony.
Oh,
Are you ready for me to pick a topic?
we
Yeah.
know what one he gonna pick.
I'm gonna pick. Do girls
Yeah.
like sweet guys?
Mhm.
All right. Let's
We
see.
And that's because I
shall see
can't see that last spot. What's the one beside it?
what
What
to
to
do
do
about
about?
an angry boyfriend.
Oh man, leave that nigga. That's so. Do girls like sweet guys? Yeah.
Do girls like sweet guys? Recently, I have noticed that I hopelessly fall in love. I can never tell when or if a girl likes me. This is really hard. Recently, I found a girl who is very sweet to me. She tells me that I'm the sweetest guy she has ever met and that she loves me. She also has a boyfriend. She talks to him about me and things like that. I really do think I like her. What do you think I should do? Do girls really like sweet guys or am I hopeless? Sincerely, love struck 15-year-old.
Lord.
Oh my gosh, this is stupid.
Yo, Free, I'm glad you got this one. Yo.
That's what you get.
Don't give that look because you chose it, bro. You chose
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
I did choose it. I was just like, one, I wasn't expecting to be 15. For the 15. So yeah, 15-year-old me, hell no. In theory, yeah, I think girls like sweet guys in theory, but do the sweet guys get picked? Nah, not. The probability of we guy getting chosen over the bad boy at 15.
it.
Hey man, just work on your your skill set. That's what I would say. At 15, become a pianist or something like that. Later on in life, I feel like the girls that have grown into women have begun to appreciate sweet guys later on. But that was just that's my experience, because I was the type. In my experience, I was the type that was the sweet, quiet, unassuming kid. You know what I mean? I was the poetry writing, singing soliloquies of, you know what I mean, sensationalism from my heart and all that. And you know what they got me? Oh, they're so sweet. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Your boy over here with all the fresh J's, and now here I got money and I'm real. And then we get older and they realize different things, that they desire different things, and then it's like, oh, well, what happened to that to the sweet guy that you, because I turned into an asshole. That's what happened. I'm an asshole now. You didn't appreciate the shit. It's over. So I feel like it just depends on, I could say maturity, but I guess it all depends on what you're exposure to. The answer to that question is going to be a yes and a no. But at 15 years old, I feel like you're looking a little too hard into it, and you're about to get your heart broke. Because what you think should happen while she's telling you she love you, oh, you're the sweetest guy. You like her gay best friend at that point. You the sweet guy.
Lord. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Dre.
She will change in front of you because you're not threatening. She don't even consider your feelings. Like, oh, she just got butt naked in front of me. Like, I don't have hormones. She don't care about none of that because you're so sweet. Oh, he would never do this. He wouldn't look at me. Oh, you're like my brother. You're, you know what I mean? All of those things, especially at 15, nah. You can't do the same things at 15. Say what?
Your brother with a boner, like.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to hide it. You got to sit with the pillow on your lap while you're on the couch. She trying on dresses and shit that she gonna wear for her boyfriend. She chose her boyfriend, who she would go, oh, she talks. She probably told this man that you gay. Oh, it's just so sweet, or whatever the case it is. The juxtaposition between then and now is very funny to me. But I'm like, nah, you putting too much thought into that, because the way that you think it should happen is not likely going that way. Because you won't realize until after college, after all the experience, which I feel like you should. So I'm not saying this as a negative, but I feel like at 15, the emphasis on love and desire and relationship is too strong, because there's so many changes that occur from teenager to the point you experience some life. If you go to college, if you go to the military, if you just stay at home and work, by the time you get into your mid-20s, a lot of your ideals have changed. A lot of the things that you wanted or appreciated, you now start to adjust your focus on, oh no, this is what means this more to me. And no, I do actually like the sweet guy. I do actually like, I want, because what happens is they want the thug guy to do the sweet things. And then they don't always go together.
Right.
And if I may, young man, I know you're only 15, but you got to know your place at the same time. Like, so if you're going to be, like, if she sees you as a friend, that's all you're ever going to be. So this is something that young men need to know from the very beginning. Nice, especially nice guys, because I was a nice guy. Like, I was a kid that got dumped because I wasn't thug enough, right? Like, literally, like that happened. So knowing your place and being happy with who you are. I'm a nice guy. And also, I gotta say this, like, how nice are you that you're sweating your friend who's the girlfriend of somebody else? Like, I don't know. I just think you need to know your place. And yeah, you can have feelings for her, but if that's the case, then, you know, you can make it known and be ready for the rejection at the same time. If she wants you as a friend, you got to be willing to take that place as a friend, stay in that lane, or tell her, no, I like you more. And because I like you more, I can't be in this friendship anymore. And then leave. Point blank. That doesn't mean that, you know, so it's in this situation, I'm not hearing that she chose the bad guy over the sweet guy. I'm hearing this is a sweet guy who's a friend, probably always been a friend. She's got a boyfriend, and now he's a little bit jealous and salty of it. Know your place. If you're going to
let me just say the bad guy reference is just my old wounds from when I was like in middle school and,
Word.
and high school.
Anthony, should I be offended if Shannon or Marisol changed in front of me?
I would never.
Should you be offended? Oh,
Nah, Kente's gonna take out
I
his phone and
probably
pretend like
would.
he's texting and take flicks.
yeah, I don't. You know what? That's between you and the good Lord. I don't know what you should be after that.
We know
I
that,
feel like you should be honored.
That's happened. No, that's happened to me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's happened to me. Like I've been in a situation where I've been the friend that females would just change it from.
They harm.
Honestly,
like, he's
If I
harmless.
changed in front of you,
He's such and such and so. And I tell you that. And I feel like be careful about if anybody's in the teenage realm right now. Be careful about how you treat your sweet guy friend, because you could breed a vendetta. I'll spill a little bit of my own tea. So I had a friend back like when I was 14, 15. Really liked this girl. Was like all writing poetry, all this types of stuff, or whatever. But I'll tell you what happened. I met her and her best friend, and I wanted her. Got on the phone with her. We on three-way. By the end of that phone call, I was now in a relationship with her best friend. I'm like, well, how did that happen? so that's step one. Further down, me and the best friend didn't work out because before I could even get to smell it, she cheated on me with somebody. I'm like, damn, I didn't even get it. So that's two. Time goes on. Now it's college age, and this is still like my genuine friend, but I'm genuinely also attracted to her. And I'm like, I love it because I know all of these things about you, share these most intimate details and all this other, these very in-depth exchanges of words and things of that nature. But she also used to come to me and tell me about all of the dudes that was doing her wrong. Because I would listen. I'm like, I'm a good listener. So I'm like, listen, I'm like, yo, you deserve better than that. And talking, whoop, whoop, whoop. Time goes on. Well, I go off to the army. I come back from the war. And now all of a sudden, I look different to her. And I would say that I was wrong for this. Because I think she had changed in front of me. I'd seen her, naked and all that other type of stuff before. But again, I was in the friend zone, sweet friend, and whatever, heartless or whatever. Well, one night as a grown man, the boundaries changed, and it was with a little bit of malice in my heart that I put something strange in her life. And then after that, I was like, "Nah, I'm good, man. Nah, I think we better as friends." Because she was like, "Oh, I didn't know you could." Yeah, you would have been found out had you gave me a shot 8 years ago. Right. But now you know what? I think I'm good. I'm cool. So yeah, just be careful how you treat your sweet friends. You mess around and get your mind blown, and you don't know what to do with yourself.
All right, Shannon, it is on you. So what topic do you want to pick?
I'll do I'm in love with a best friend.
Okay.
It better not be no underage person.
I am in love with a best friend. I am an 18-year-old male with a 4-year-old problem. I am in love with one of my best friends. At least I think I am in love with her. When I first met her, I really did not like her. She was always so annoying. But then we got to know each other better and she sort of grew on me. Not exceptionally long after I started to get to know her, I started to think about her romantically. Soon after, we became like brother and sister, always together. And my feelings have done nothing but grown since then. It took me about a year to work up the courage to tell her about the feelings I had for her. When I finally did, she told me that we had too good of a friendship, that she did not want to ruin it, that I was like a brother to her and that she could not feel that way for me. But I just cannot shake this feeling. Several times the pain I feel has grown so strong that I needed to take a vacation from her, which just gave my mind time to fantasize about how great she is and how someday she must give me a shot. But when I am away from her for so long, I miss her to the point where the only thing I want to do is be with her. No matter how much it hurts to know she does not feel the same way. I have cried about this almost 100 times. The only advice I have gotten so far is to get over it, and if I could, I would. But I cannot.
Learn.
I think that the reason I cannot get over this is because I cannot let go of the hopes that someday, she may change her mind. And I honestly believe that if she did feel the same, I would marry her in a heartbeat. And there I go again with the ifs. Please, help me. Thank you, extreme pain.
I'm in extreme pain listening to that.
Aw, poor guy.
Um. Okay, so next time we're gonna have situations from people who are like grown, because I don't even know how to deal with an 18-year-old who's been in love with somebody since they were 14. The best advice I could give, and I guess I used it when I was 16 and I was in love with somebody since I was like 20, so I guess kind of similar, but not. I actually dated them. Um, um, he was gonna have to hold himself tight at night because it sounds like she has made up her mind and she only want to be his friend and she has already put him in the brother category. Now she probably gonna have an issue like Anthony just mentioned, how he showed her this long walk around the park after dark and she was like, "Oh, how come I didn't know this?" But yeah, he gonna be in pain until somebody better come along or somebody to distract him come along. Cause there ain't no way to figure that thing out if she don't want to step past that line in the sand.
You
You
know,
can't make her like you. You can't make her want to be anything but your sister.
we've talked about the friend zone before, and a lot of us get put in the friend zone, but sometimes you put yourself in the friend zone. And it seems like, bro, he kind of, I mean, he said it seemed like he had a shot at the beginning, and then he allowed them to become, friends, brothers and sisters, whatever type of relationship.
It's kind of hard because if you look at it from the perspective of today, like if we're looking at it from today, 2020, so now we're looking 4 years ago in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what their circumstance would have looked like then. I don't even remember what my 2016 looked like, but that's neither here nor there. If you're looking at it now in 2020, she probably was trying to preserve the friendship she got while everything around her is falling apart. And they kids, they babies, they got a whole lifetime to explore possibilities and terrains and relationships. They both probably about to go off to college or something, and they gonna figure some things out, and they may figure each other out.
But let's be honest though, people our age do the same stuff.
No, I'm not negating that. But what I'm saying is that people our age do that, but I'm not one of them. So, hate to be the anomaly in this situation, but usually I be want to put my leg on everybody I approach. I'm the one that gets friend zoned. So,
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna say, like, excuse my language, but this sounds like some anime shit, and this makes me feel like these people are so fucking young. Like, if you know what a Tusandere is, like legit, bro, it's just like, oh my god, um, like, oh, she's so great, but she's so mean to me, and that makes me love her anymore. And she treats me like shit, and I love her just like, bro, bro, like, whoever you are, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get down on you. I'm telling you this from many 28 young years of experiences. Please, just you will find something better and greater.
that part.
Don't don't know. This is not an anime. This is not a cartoon. This is not a movie. It's not a rom com. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to sleep with your pillow. They have special pillows for you now. Hell, I got one somewhere around here.
And not only
Like,
not only that, I think it's a beautiful thing when you can understand this philosophy and you can take it on as your own. Be okay with the L's you get. Because sometimes in life, losses are just lessons and your blessing is coming. And you
mhm.
gotta accept that everything ain't for you
Yep.
in the capacity in which
That part.
Go ahead, Anthony.
And I also want to say, like, hey man, just wait. I would say just get a little bit older, cause you can to make sure you really love this person, because bodies change. You in love with this teenage body, it ain't gonna stay like that. You know what I'm saying? Like things, yours ain't gonna stay like that. You gotta really understand you loving all of the changes. Your hairline ain't gonna be the same, bro. Like later on, and like eh, we get into this very idealistic, romanticized notions of love and relationships, and and it's all euphoric and mystical and dreamy like. And while that may be true, there's some hard shit on the other side of that rainbow. Like you're not ready yet. Slow down, son. Like that's all. Yeah, slow down, son. You're killing them.
This is this, this is like this goes back to something I said earlier, and I feel like this could be a whole conversation itself. But it's just like today's. I don't want to say this generation because I think it's just today's age, the digital world, where that instant gratification. We see what other people put out there, especially with social media, and that's where idealization of love and romance and how things should be, how you should live, how you shouldn't live. All these things come out, and I think when you're younger and your mind is still forming, and that's all you see. That's that's gets placed into you. So you're thinking, oh, like because I'm the nice guy in this particular case, I should be getting the most beautiful bombshell girl or man, whatever, you know, at the end of this story. That's not how life works. Life is disgusting. Life is hard. Life is wonderful. Life is beautiful. Life is shitty. Like you got to take it all as it comes. And when you're younger, you have to. I think one of the things I had hope for myself, and I could tell other people younger or be educated on, or educate the future youth now is like especially take your L's as you come, but also just realize things are so fluid and nebulous and change so much. One day you're like, I like potatoes. The next day you're like, I like tomatoes. Just take it and just come with it. Just take it and come with it.
But you know what's so funny? 20 years ago, 25 years ago, young men wouldn't need that kind of conversation because back then we took L's. Like we approached, it didn't work, we got rejected, on to the next. All right. You may not want my number. She may. Today we live in a world where men are a little sensitive. You know, they get turned down and they want to start hollering expletive at young ladies for turning them down. Men are sensitive. Men aren't men, you know, and they take things way too like they're weak-minded. Like they're entitled to get this number. Or they're entitled to, and that's like 20 years. People born 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, on. All right. So I just think that young men just need to be willing to like Shannon said, take the L, learn from it. All right. If homegirl doesn't like you, that's okay. And I think that's the problem with this notion that I like you, so you have to like me. No, we may not be compatible, and that's okay.
Amen.
That's fine. Let's move on. We may not even be friends. That's okay too.
Thank
You
you.
know?
Thank
And
you.
let's move on.
Let me say real quick. I just had this encounter, and it wasn't so much. It was just the chemistry wasn't there, and I think the beautiful thing in that conversation was, he had said something about, I hope you know my true feelings, and I was like, yo, you're still a dope human being, and this is what I was saying to my best friend. You're still a dope human being, regardless of the outcome. Like we don't have to necessarily settle on each other. it doesn't change who you are, because you'll hear people say, oh, they were a punk, or they're a jerk, or she's a whore, or whatever, because they were rejected. And I think that's a disservice, because it doesn't take away from who they are because you didn't get picked. Like, they're still dope. They're just not dope for you, and that's okay. Like, y'all can still be in the same universe existing, but just not together in a relationship. Like, we got to grow past that idea. I think, Andre, you said it perfectly when you said, I like you, so therefore you must be with me. That is not how this game of life works.
You're
Like,
so,
for
you're
real.
so great.
I love it.
I don't want you, but you're great. So, yeah, I get you. G,
Yep.
it's on you. So what's your
All right. So apparently, I was hard of hearing and listening. So which ones am I choosing?
oh, whichever one that hadn't been picked yet. Pink is a
uh.
woman. Blue is from a guy.
Oh. Okay.
Pink single.
Uh. How can I find out? She cheated. Let's do. Why do we fight about money?
Okay. Why do we fight about?
Why do we fight about money? I have been married for 2 years and things have gone steadily downhill. I thought I married my soulmate, yet now we can't seem to agree on anything important. When we were engaged, either we agreed on everything. Now, even how we like our pasta cooked is a bone of contention. Our biggest fights seem to be about money. I love nice things and a beautiful environment. I think my husband would be happy living in a cave. Whenever I come home with a new dress or an item to beautify our house, he hits the ceiling. He wants to retire at 50 and sees any expenditure beyond bare necessities as taking away from his nest egg. I was raised in a home where money was seen as a way to live better. He grew up in a poorer home where his family scrimped and saved to provide their children with a relatively good life. Believe me, I am far from extravagant, but I don't think I should have to defend myself every time I buy something without his approval. I am at my wit's end with this. Please help. Sincerely, Jay.
Money, good old fashioned money.
Lower. um. Honestly, don't know what to say to that one. Hmm. Homeboy should give her some leeway into enjoying life, I guess you will. But at the same time, that's a discussion that needs to be had, and like what's appropriate and what's not. Because I get both sides of this. I get both sides of this particular discussion. But yeah, that's a tough one.
Go ahead, Anthony.
You want me to? All right.
I'm sorry. I mean, Dre.
I was like, oh, okay.
I was like,
All right. So,
me and Dre both
so
like,
there's a variable also that wasn't mentioned. Does Jay work? Like, is she bringing in money into
Yeah.
the home too? She is working, right? So now this is why when I talk to couples, right, one of the things I encourage them to do is pay themselves first. This way, this doesn't happen. So, like, let's say I don't encourage couples to have two separate accounts and then they pay bills separately. I think for the sake of togetherness, all the money should be pooled together. But before any bills are paid in the beginning of the month, especially if you know how the budget goes, you guys agree to have two separate checking accounts that you guys use for your own leisure. So an agreed upon amount of percentage coming out of each. So it's pretty much like the couples are giving themselves an allowance from their pay, right? With that allowance, she can do whatever she wants with it. If Jay wants to go and buy nice shoes and do this stuff, she has that. All right. But also, like, again, there's variables. There's probably more to it. But I'm thinking that she wants to be able to live somewhat extravagantly and have that kind of look. And he's thinking about what's retirement going to look like. So he's trying to plan for the future. Both of them aren't wrong. But if they map their finances out properly, they can both get what they want. If she wants to be able to buy herself nice things and they allow themselves to have a certain percentage of money off the top, then she should save for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't expect him to do that, or not get upset, because if she has her own allowance, right? If she goes to her own personal checking, not associated with the home bills and stuff like that, and she buys whatever she wants, he has nothing to say because she worked for that pretty much. Like she saved for that. But if she's going into the pool and she's depleting all the resources, and he's trying to be concerned about tomorrow while trying to let her do what she wants to do with her money, then that's a problem. And they're going to continue fighting over it. They need to communicate on how the money is being spent, what percentage of the money each is putting into the family pool, and what percentage can they spend on their own. If they don't do that, they're going to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting because they want two totally different things right now. Like, she wants to look good. That's fine. Like, baby, look good. All right. But here's the money that you have to look good with. Now, if you come to me and say, listen, I'm a little short here, babe, go ahead. Like, you've been doing, go ahead. Yeah, take the extra money. That's fine. All right. But again, that's a very short letter. And I think that I'm making assumptions here, but like, I would have to like really talk to that couple because finances is a big thing in relationships.
Shannon, you started to say something.
Oh no, I agree with everything Dre Bay said. He's so intelligent and wise. He always has all the good answers. But I also think it's important to check your motives at the door. When you enter into a marriage, you give up the eyes for reading, and you start making those decisions based on the longevity of the relationship, and not just for the temporary emotions that come with needing something. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my shop at, my shopping experiences at Target. I love semi-annual sales at Bath and Body Works, but I also know that we got to eat and we got to live for the next day. And so having those conversations, whether you're having weekly family meetings, like Jay said, paying yourself first. And I believe in taking out that 10% or whatever it is before you pay everything else, yourself, your tithes, and then all that other stuff. And so that's important and necessary. And it doesn't mean that every time I pay myself, I'm going to go spend on my little coin. It means I have that money aside for those moments where I want to get cute. I want to get my nails done. I want to, take my man out on a date. I want to buy the tacos while he rub my booty. Whatever that case may be, I'm here for it. So, that's it.
Marisol, I gotta ask you this question. As a woman, an independent woman who, when you want to get a Burberry bag, a single woman, you just go get it, or if you want to, get you a brand new car, you just go get it. But now, if you add in, you got you a man, and now y'all are getting married, or you're married or something. Now you got to kind of run those decisions by your husband. I mean, would that be a hard transition for you to add somebody in the mix when you're used to for so long just going to get the expensive bag or the brand new sports car or whatever you get?
I think asking for permission to spend money that I have personally earned is going to be a hard transition for myself. Mm-hmm. But that's me personally. Mm-hmm. But I also think that going into a relationship with someone else, if I'm going to go in so deep as to be their wife and they're going to be my husband, then I think it's a conversation that we would have already had where it's like, listen, this is how I'm used to doing things. And I know I'm going to have to change it, but the road to Rome wasn't built in one day. So while it might take me some time, I might just on a whim decide to go out and buy me a new car because I'm used to getting a brand new car every 3 years. Now I can't do that. And you might have to check me, but it's all about how you check me that makes or breaks what's going to happen in our relationship, if that makes any type of sense to anyone else but me in my mind. If you're going to come at me and you're going to start yelling at me and you're going to start, it's going to make me be combative back. And then what does that say about our relationship? So we're going to be screaming and shouting while I'm trying to learn how to be dependent on somebody else and think about somebody else's motives as well. Or do you approach me like an adult and you're like, honey, so I can't help but notice you went and bought a brand new car. You know, you took $5,000 out of the bank account. Let's talk about what that money was in the bank for before you went and spent it. It's all about how you say it, not what you say, because you can say the same thing in anger and I'll react in anger, whereas you saying the same thing to me passively in a way that I know I'm going in circles and I know because I can hear it, but if you're going to talk to me and you're going to talk to me nicely, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to want to hear what you say. And it's going to make me want to pay more attention to my behaviors and how they affect you, rather than you yell at me and you scream at me and you treat me like a little kid, talk about don't spend that money. I'm a grown-ass woman and I survived just fine before you, and I'll survive just fine after you. And that's how it's going to make me feel. And then, like I said, it's going to deteriorate our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is one of those stuff, especially when the people have.
Can't hear you.
Oh, Kente.
Oh, I'm sorry. Money is one of those tough things because especially when the two people that are in the relationship have different views on how how to spend it and and how to be responsible with it. It makes everything very difficult. So I definitely understand that as an issue. So and it breaks up a lot of relationships. So all right, so we're gonna get Dre's in real quick before he has to leave. Dre, go ahead and pick your topic.
All right. Hmm. All right. They took some of the good ones.
Mhm.
What about? Mm, Dang, this is a tough one. I should have thought about this before. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, you know what? Let's do the. He doesn't want to have sex. All right.
He doesn't want to have sex. My boyfriend does not seem interested in having sex with me. We met 8 months ago, dated for 3 months before he left for work to another country. The last time he came back to visit, he stayed with me for 3 weeks. We slept in the same bed, but he did not initiate any sex. The few times I tried to initiate it myself, he told me that he was not in the mood. We had sex only twice during all this time we have been dating. And one day before we left again on assignment, he approached me from the back, stopped, complaining that I was too tight for him, and literally ran away from the house for a few hours. He is coming back to spend another 2 weeks with me. What can I do? Shall I try to talk about it long distance before his visit? How should I approach the issue so that he agrees to talk about it? I really would like to work it out. He doesn't want to have sex. My boyfriend does not seem
All right. So I'm probably coming from a very biased position where I'm glad they're not having sex. Like, chill, relax,
Right.
no sex. But all right. So I gotta say that I won't come from the Christian perspective, right? Because they didn't mention anything about their faith in this situation, right? And the fact that they had sex twice. Um, but I will say that like they've been dating 8 months, and I think that 8 months in, she seems to have a very heavy dependency on a sexually intimate relationship with this person. And it seems like there's a lot of time that they're not spent together because he's working out of the country. Maybe they're both in the military and they're on deployment. What she should be concerned about is not having sex with him, but finding other ways to develop a stronger relationship with him. If sex is 8 months in, if sex is a problem, then you're the problem. I'm gonna say it because in 8 months, you haven't developed a strong enough relationship with anyone for sex to be a problem in a relationship. That means that sex is the most important thing in a relationship, and that's the problem. So they need to slow down a little bit, spend 8 months, don't have sex, and don't have any expectations to have sex, even if this person is coming to stay with you for a few weeks, and you're staying in the same bed. If he doesn't want to initiate, try to find creative ways to connect with him without having sex, because again, sex is a complicating factor in relationships, especially new relationships. And again, you guys been dating for 8 months, and in that 8 months, he's out of the country for long times on end, and then he comes and stays with you for 2 weeks, and you want to have sex? No, you want to get to know who the person is, really, and then eventually get married and do all the good sex stuff that you guys want to do.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon.
Okay, and so to add to that, I think it is important to also stress that sex and intimacy are not the same thing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sex in a relationship, healthy, thriving. And again, I'm taking the Christian context out of it. I do love the Lord, but I like my booty rub too. However, caveat, I think that there are ways to build intimacy within a relationship that can heighten the next sexual experience that they could have instead of just needing to know why it's not happening. Y'all have a lot more to experience coming back and forth out of the country. Now, don't get me wrong. Most people would probably raise red flags because we're such a sex saturated country. But that does not mean that he doesn't want to be with her because he's not having sex with her. So you have to ask the right questions, trust your relationship enough and be secure in it, or move on. I mean, because if you don't doubt that he's not interested in you and he just says he's not in the mood or he's right, which I've heard that before, I don't even know what that means, but whatever. But conversations to be had. Go ahead, Anthony. I know you got forced celibacy discussions here.
Oh my not well, yeah, I've been on an involuntary celibacy for the last for several months. But anyway, the important question to ask is, what country is he going to?
That's a good question.
He's been going to the Dominican Republic, Brazil.
He waiting for his
He's been going to Brazil.
He could be waiting to finish his antibiotic treatment, and that might be why. You know what I'm saying? Like, he keep going out the country. I don't know where he going. You know what I'm saying? Is he at the Rio Grande? Is he in Brazil? Is he in DR? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, because it ain't like they had sex twice, but somehow he ain't in the mood. She said he approached her from the back one time and it was like it's too tight and ran away. I don't understand. Like, so he faked.
Sounds
That was
like he's inexperienced.
like it sounded like a real pump fake. That was a for real pump fake, literally. And it's like, I don't even know if it's inexperienced because I don't know. One, I don't know how old they are. But two, I feel like it's like, yeah, it'd be like, what's up? You can't be not in the mood all the time. But in all seriousness, it could be it could be sexual trauma that they haven't discussed in, as far as where he is concerned and where he's not feeling confident as far as being physically intimate in that regard or whatever. So there are conversations that should have been being had, but definitely need to be had before they if they want to move forward. Or maybe she just can't get enough and he don't match her sex energy. It's a lot of factors that you can assume in this whole situation.
So there's like a common through line here that I actually have a sort of side anecdote about this, and it's like all about psychological. So my personal anecdote is I was in a relationship previously that had to stop. We were sexually active, but it had to stop because of psychological issues on their part. And come to find out, it was discussion later about it. The intimacy was still there, but it was just the sexual component was just not happening. So anyway, come to find out, they had a whole mental breakdown, and it was due in part to financial issues. Funny enough. So this is why I say, it could be as something not as simple as that, but something like that, where it starts to seep in into the rest of one's life, and your libido is just completely gone because you're so busy worrying about stressing over
Mm.
things outside of your influence. So for this particular couple, I mean, on her part, it's just like she's overly, hate to say she in particular, but she's like overly sexual, and then maybe on his part, he's probably stressing, his constant deployments or some crap, something like that. So I do think there's a large psychological, mental component to these situations that's just not as simple as, oh, you don't want to have sex with me, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not handsome enough, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, because that happened in my marriage. It happened that way. I was so there was a lot of things that would happen, but it killed my libido for as a highly sexual person as I have been known to be during that point of time when I was still freshly dealing with or identifying or dealing with PTSD on top of all other stress, familial, work, school, everything. I didn't have it, man. The blood wasn't flowing in that direction. I put it that way, because my mind is so busy on trying to problem solve that I didn't feel comfortable with all of the problems that were present, allowing myself to be or to feel pleasure in that regard. I didn't feel like I had earned, I guess, the space to where I could relax and enjoy myself because all these problems were still here. So I needed to keep working.
And big shout out to our new panelists.
Little Riley, what's up, Riley?
What's up?
Adorable.
Yeah, my favorite panelist of the night. And we want to give a shout out to Dre. Thanks for stopping by. And how can people get you? Social media and all that good stuff. And when's your show?
Harrison Family Vlog. I've been on a like social media hiatus for a little while. But you guys can go on my YouTube channel. Hi there. Hi. Okay, I'm sorry. The baby's going on. Just hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, Riley. All right. So Harrison Family Vlogs. You can go on YouTube.com, search Harrison Family Vlogs, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. All that good stuff. I upload vlogs. I do panels, things like that on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I know. Hi.
Did Riley
So
just stiff
cute.
arm? Yeah, it looked like Riley just stiff armed Kim.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. Off
All
to
right,
bed.
everybody. Peace.
Later.
All right, so we'll do
Bye,
a
Dre.
and say good night. This one goes back to you, Marisol. So this is your second one. Which one would you like to pick?
Marisol, take my French kissing one, please.
Well, it's either that or my man watching porn.
Marisol, do that one.
All right.
My man watching porn.
My boyfriend's watching male porno. Is he straight? I caught my boyfriend looking at male pornography on the internet. He says that he was just curious and that he has only done it on 1 or 2 other occasions. Before this happened, we rarely had sex and never spent time together. We have been together for 2 years and I am afraid that maybe I am just there to make him look like he is a heterosexual. I am presently staying with some friends, but still talking to him on the phone every day. I miss him terribly, but I am scared to go back, and I feel uncomfortable around him. He says he wants me only and that I can trust him, but I do not feel that I can. What should I do? Thank you. Scared.
One, stop being stupid, go back home. 2, sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but it just because someone is interested in a certain type of porn does not necessarily dictate their sexual orientation. And I'm sorry, guys, for those guys who think that if they watch another man have sex, that it's taken away their man card. It's not, because even when you watch straight porn, you're still watching another guy have sex. Whether you're watching for techniques, whether you're watching for um to see what he does to her, I guess it's still techniques, whatever. When you're watching straight porn, you're still watching another guy have sex. So whether it's straight or gay porn, if it's getting him in the mood and it's getting him prepared to have sex with you, why should you care what he's watching? My personal opinion. Sorry.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on because I was a porn aficionado at one point in my life, and I watched it. I knew a lot of the actresses as if I knew them in real life. They backstories and life stories and things that I even filmed it as a camera person for a small period of time in my life. Now I would say in hetero porn, the man in there is just a matter of functionality. It's as if it's like if they're on a couch, you're not looking to see what kind of couch that is. It just happens to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a part of the equation. Now, my question would be, I guess, in the former, was that is he just watching it, or is he did you walk in the room and he was just like rolling the dice? You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question, because I've watched plenty of porn, I should say straight, gay, and lesbian sex.
Okay.
When these shots are made to focus on the genital areas. So when you're watching regular porn, sorry, I shouldn't say regular porn, heterosexual porn, you're still watching someone's penis enter another female's vagina.
It's a matter of tunnel vision. What am I looking at?
It's hard to miss it though. So like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? If it makes you feel horny, if it gets you in the right type of mood to shut that laptop, turn around to your bae and be like, let's go, honey, let's go. Who
But
cares?
he wasn't shutting the laptop. He said he looked at it 1 to 2 other times. I feel like third time's a charm. I feel like you could try something twice, and then by the second time, you can make a distinct decision on what it is that's happening. But this right here, I'm like,
made him feel that way.
You said she made him feel that way?
I think she made him feel stigmatized, that he was like, I was just watching it. I just checking it out. It only happened twice.
Why she ain't know beforehand? I think he was hiding it to begin with. Yeah. Because why do I gotta walk? Why she gotta walk in and discover you watching whatever type of porn it is? And because of the question we had to deal with male porn. That's why there's, but regardless of what, if you into little people and ladders, it's like, well, wait a minute, I didn't know that you was into this. This is what turns you on. There's something like, there are conversations that obviously have not been had, and for this to be that maybe 1 or 2 times, so I say you multiply that by 10, because he's trying to minimize whatever it is. Maybe society has made him feel like he gotta hide it. I wouldn't necessarily say that she did, because she just found out. But why she find out that way? And I feel like while it doesn't automatically make him homosexual, it doesn't automatically eradicate the very high possibility that that's the case. I mean, it's like, what's that? What Tank said? Oh yeah, you can suck a dick a time or two and not be gay.
We had on our second season of this show, we had a black male porn star that came on the show. And he goes by the name of Ace. He's a stand-up comedian now. So the topic was about porn. So I needed to get an image of him. I didn't want an image of him doing, his work, but just an image to use for the show to promote it. And apparently, there's another black male porn actor who does gay porn named Ace. So when you do the Google images, it was more of his stuff was coming up than the other person's stuff. And I'm going to say that it was not, I couldn't even sort through to get to finding actually his stuff. It was definitely nothing I wanted to look at. So, and then it's funny on the show. I told him about that too. I was like, "Do you know there's another brother? You know, he was like, yeah, no, I get mixed up all the time. He was just like, hey, it is, and stuff like that. So, but it was, I knew real. I mean, I didn't need to see it to know that that wasn't something I wanted to look at. So, in this guy's case, the guy that his third time, he said it's only been 3 times. I'm like, really? I mean, that's a lot of times. That is a lot of times. She should definitely question because there's the other things they're not having sex. You start all those things start adding up. So, maybe if that was just him watching it, you could possibly give him a pass on that. But all the other stuff start adding up to possibly he doesn't really look like.
They just need to have a conversation. Honestly, they just need to have. She needs on it. Okay. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna tell him myself. But oh, my younger years, I look living in New York. I've seen a lot of stuff on the streets, some crazy stuff, and let me tell you, it starts and it ends with a conversation. You just need to have a fucking conversation. They need to have a conversation. He needs to just be straight up and be like, hey, this is the third time I've seen this. I mean, what are we gonna do about it? And if she so this is my next thing. If she is willing to stick around, she might as well just go ahead and start watching it with him. Like,
Right.
like honestly, because if she's going this back and forth, I don't want to do this, but he's so this and God, I hate people like that. Male or female, it doesn't matter. So just make up your mind, and if you're going to stick around, have the conversation. Um, Ask him why is this such a curiosity to him, and then like, okay, let's look at it. Let's see what get to going, and then maybe we can start pulling you away from that and implementing it in our regular lives. Now, if it's a case of like celebrating International Women's Day on a whole different level, that's a conversation that needs to be that needs to be talked about. So if you don't know the reference I'm making, go watch Deadpool and you'll get it. But you know, once again, I'm a big proponent of conversations need to be had in the beginning of these formations of relationships. Maybe don't come off the bat talking about, I like to look at male porn. But having these conversations early will definitely help, and having a bit of a smoother road, and then like you don't be caught gripping tiger with male moans and shit. So
Yeah. Hey, at least you know what's up.
I think that's the whole point, is that she's trying to get it up, but he's down in other ways. So
Maybe she needs to sit down and watch the porn with him, and then he won't be down. That's what I'm saying. He's trying to get some preparedness, and she's over there like, oh no, I can't.
I feel like, man, if you're unexpected, regardless of what it is, you come in and like, oh, I was not expecting to walk in on this.
like, see this. Oh my God. See, once again, this is personal experience living in New York. And I would say, why don't she just take that opportunity and like push the computer away and like get the business? And then if he doesn't react, like, I'm just saying, if he doesn't react the same way that you would expect, then you got this. I would say that's perfect confirmation that he's not interested. And you could just be like, well, I mean, at least I got my last ride. I'm about to dip. Like,
Last one in. It might be.
like, look, like I'm gonna tell. I hate emotional manipulation and shit, but if you want to figure out something and they seem to be caught in a situation, capitalize on it. Make them feel bad about it. Go in there, be like, oh, so this is what you're watching? Okay, we're about to play some games. Go get the belt, tie them up. Be like, all right, since you like this shit so much, we're gonna really play some games. And that's That's New Yorker for you in that case.
I feel like, hey man, just be up front from the gate, man. It's somebody in this world that want what you want.
Right.
True.
And so,
True.
you know what I mean? You may have to wait a little bit to find it, but somebody wants what you want, and it's normal. You won't have
Yeah.
to feel ostracized or be in a position to
Yeah.
where you've been holding on to these secrets, and I'm afraid to reveal them to you because I
Right.
don't want you to. That may not be the person for you, but because you decided to numb yourself down and confine yourself to a box, you're now set yourself up for to be ridiculed,
Hmm.
ostracized, and all of these other types of things. When that's a product of you just not being honest with yourself and them to begin with. Like, so,
Yeah.
like, what do you want? What are you doing? I don't think she need to jump on him to find confirmation. If he watching men fucking each other and his dick hard, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think it's not just the sex that at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm not speaking as if I find particularly anything wrong with that. I have my own preferences, which don't include that.
Right.
But that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Maybe he's an ass man and he's just trying to find ways to loosen her up.
Oh God.
I feel like
Gay porn.
what's your boy name off the Fantastic Four? Marisol, you was
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. That is a stretch beyond the imagination. You reach for that one.
So no, so here I will say, all right. So once again, I will say that, and it's weird because it kind of goes into the art realm too. But unless you're into some weird shit, homoeroticism and heteroeroticism, all this stuff is quite normal. Like it's been in human history for God knows how long. You don't have to feel bad about it. The second thing I would say though is it could honestly be it's once again a psychological thing where it's the idea of the taboo that gets said person off. So it just may be because society has rendered this a taboo. Oh, you shouldn't be looking at it. Oh, it's still, terrible, whatnot. It could be just like, oh yeah, this is, I'm doing this. My girl is out. She doesn't know that I'm doing this. So you can, it is in this particular case, it's male porn, but it can be substituted for anything in that realm of it because it's not what people want. Excuse me, not what people see as normal or good. That's what's getting his rocks off. This is why we have senators in public bathrooms, trying to handle things under the stalls. To them, it doesn't resonate as like cheating or anything. It's just this is something I can't do, but it's the high, the thrill, the exhilaration of doing it.
It's kind of you can love to watch midget porn, but never really want to be with a midget.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like just look at the numbers. If you don't believe that somebody wants what you want, if there wasn't a category for what it is that you're watching, you wouldn't see all them thousands and hundreds of millions of views. So obviously you are not alone. Shout out to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
All I want to say, she can send him my way. He'll be fine. Thanks.
I'm not bugging, but I feel the basis of this is just have honest conversations.
Sure,
and I feel like you can't blame her for now being surprised about something she had absolutely no idea about. That's can be potentially jarring, especially if I've seen you one particular way and this is what you've presented to me, and now I discover that this is something completely different. Now you might be set up in a different way than I wasn't expecting, or that I didn't, that may have altered some decisions in the past, which now implicates or implies that now you're robbing people of decisions. I didn't get to really make my choice because you didn't let me know who you really were.
No, I 100% agree, man. 100%.
Also, last thing I want to say, this is another one of those things that just sounds like unrealistic, and I feel like this is the beginning to our porno. So, you're watching male porn, and it's just like, yeah, and what are you gonna do about it?
And then Brad walks out the closet.
Oh God! Or comes to find out she has an extra piece down below. So,
or that, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so many categories. It's ridiculous.
Lord and Savior.
Who's picking now? Who's choosing the category? Oh, it's on me. Let me lighten the mood. I'm gonna go with help. I'm afraid to meet my beautiful internet love in person.
Help. I'm afraid to meet my beautiful internet love in person. I met this girl on the internet. I am afraid she won't like me when we meet. I have seen pics of her, but because I don't have a scanner, she hasn't seen any of me. I think she's quite beautiful, and I am sure most people would agree. I am not an attractive guy, and the only people who think I am are my family members, so I tend not to believe them. I am 18 and have had only 2 girlfriends, both of which were only with me because of other circumstances and not because I was good looking. I know you might think I just solved my own problem, but those 2 times were different. Trust me, I could stand to lose a few pounds. I am as pale a piece of paper. I don't have many good features, plus I am inexperienced. We have talked a lot on an instant messenger, and she seems to like me, and we flirt a little, but that is over the computer. I really want her to like me. It's not that I think she is an unkind person and only cares about looks, but I think looks are a factor in any relationship. We seem compatible on many levels except for that one. I would appreciate any advice. Sincerely, Spooked.
So it is exactly what I thought it was. I'm like, you a whole catfish out here. But the question is, which internet service or social media app are you on to which you don't have a profile picture? She didn't ask you for no picture. You didn't volunteer. Y'all didn't exchange photos. And I ain't talking about penis portraits or nothing like that. I mean, talking about just the regular, like nothing. And again, it's somebody out here for everybody. And once again, you're in a position that now you have you put yourself in a precarious situation because you've now gained the interest of this person or believe that you have, and you want things to move forward, but you're stuck because you feel like you ugly and this person is going to run away from you. Like, so why even play yourself or tease yourself to that degree to where, because you want more, you want physical love outside of the internet, and I don't mean you want to be in presence. So you got to stop catfishing, man. Like, it's 2020. 2020 was a whole catfish. I think in 2021, catfishing should be illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, wow. And then you also maybe being harder on yourself than you realize. You know what I mean? We are our own worst critic. So who knows how this dude really looks? You feel like, oh, your family is just saying that, oh, he's so handsome. You know what I mean? That might, this girl could also be fat as hell too, or whatever you talking about. You got a few extra pounds and you ugly. I'm like, why? Is your nose where your ear should be? Like, you know what I'm saying? like what's going on to where you feel like you're not as appealing? And then personality may go a long way. And then I also look at the world. It's a lot of beautiful women out here with these ugly dudes. I'm like, how? I don't even know how that happened. But he was, they got older, and now he was just so sweet, and he handled his business. He took care of bills. He was maybe a 3 in the face and a 10 in the pants. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like all of these other things. If I close squint my eyes and look to the left, he kind of looked like Denzel a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or something like. looks may not necessarily be the focal point for this person that you with. You know, you got all of these different attributes. I feel like it's like creating a player on any, like in NBA 2K or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get 100% across the board.
Right,
You can get a little bit of this. I can get a little, let me get a little kindness. All right, you got the good job up here. All right, you got the good wood. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me put that up there. All right, he a little funny looking. So, okay, I can't put the looks up to 100. Maybe I'll put that down to a 37. And then, but everything else, he treat his mama good. He ain't got 18 million baby mamas. He ain't got, you know, whatever the things that make the nice guy for you. All in all, man, stop catfishing. And either you're going to find out now or you'll find out later when she done got whisked away by somebody else who was a little bit bolder to shoot their shot. Or she could just be bored in this internet flirting. And because that's real too. Oh no, I don't want you for real. I just like the time I get to waste sitting here on the internet. You make me feel pretty or whatever the case may be. You gotta have these conversations, my dude. Like, and stop living in this fantasy world. You know what I mean? Reality is better than fantasy anyway, because you can really create this a reality. You can make some shit happen, but you got to do it.
No, I agree. Well, definitely well said. I me personally, I believe that. I mean, the worst thing is she's gonna either like you, or not gonna like you, and either way, you win, because then you can just move on. You know, you're in this limbo. That's worse. Being in the limbo of not knowing what's gonna happen or whatever. Just go ahead. It's like you done took the STD test. Find out the results. Like, so if you got to take that shot in the butt, or or you good. So man, don't be sitting there like I got this growth on my, I'm just gonna act like it ain't there. you know. So yeah, man. Like knowing is so much better than not knowing. Not knowing is like the worst. So what's she's not gonna shoot you because you ugly. At least I don't
She
think.
might. I don't know.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all again. These kids, these churn have to understand that shit on social media is fake. It is completely fake. Like, and I'm biased. I'm completely biased. I don't like dating apps. I don't like social media. Kente already knows. Y'all can't find me hardly. Like, I don't like it. I like to go out and meet people in the actual world space. You can, when you meet people, trust me, and it could be anyone from like you date the next day to lifelong friends. You meet some absolutely interesting, wonderful people when you actually take the time to step out and just go be like, you know what, today's a nice day. I'm just gonna go chill in the park. When you go and actively look for stuff, it never comes to you. And what does come to you is going to be scams. It's going to be scams and catfish. You don't want it. So, to 18-year-olds out there, look, let me tell y'all something. Whoever y'all got on the tickety talkies, on the Twitters, the twatters, the snippy chat, snippy chats, whatever y'all doing on there, it doesn't, honestly, it does you no good, because what happens is that shit will come back and haunt you in the worst ways possible. I'm telling you guys from experience. Just relax, go out, go have a drink, go enjoy that type of atmosphere, and you'll get your comeuppance. And if you want to just have sex, you can get that outside, guys. It's so easy. It is really easy. Like, I hate to say it, but it's so easy. Like, come on.
And if you can't, they got realistic ass dolls out here. You got to spend a little bit of money, but you don't do nothing but work and play games anyway. So just save your money up. And they got the realistic joints. You know what I'm saying? With the I ain't even I seen one that was like $2,000 or something like that. I'm like, God, shit.
There's a baby laughing on that
Right. And then they got stuff out here that where it's just like, if you gonna spend $2,000 on it, I mean, you can buy you some. You can buy you some.
Look, slight anecdote, slight story. Let me tell you something. A couple years ago, I was walking through West Village in New York. I will never forget. I was coming from school. I was dressed up and whatnot. These Eastern European prostitutes, well, ladies of the night, popped out of nowhere and was just like, "Hey, big man, what are you doing tonight? You want to have some fun?" Honestly, right then and there, if I wanted to have some fun, I could have had some fun for less than $250. It wasn't gonna happen though, because I had things to do. I like my health, and I swear to you not. When I said no, I'm good. And even when the older woman wasn't getting played, they brought out the younger one. She wasn't getting played. The handler came out and was like, "Yo, sorry, bruv. Perfect English. Sorry, bruv. For accosting you. You have a nice night." Never saw them again. So you can get you something for some money, but you may be getting a lot more than you can handle.
And it's people out here that are fuck with McDonald's. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
And a value tribe.
Shannon and Kim. Which one do you guys want to do?
We're gonna do this one. Okay, this one. Our love is fading away.
Hmm.
Our love is fading away. I have been dating my boyfriend for almost 16 months, and our relationship has been wonderful until recently. I have been going through a hard time lately, including a disastrous move, college, and depression. It seems like we're just fading away. I find it very hard to talk to him, especially about my problems, and he doesn't open up to me. Our relationship is all I can think of, and it's even driven me to be jealous and suspect him of straying. I'm usually never jealous and I am very trusting. I'm incredibly confused and heartbroken. I love him very much, and I do not want to let him go. It breaks my heart to see our love disappearing like this. Please help me.
You go first. You picked it. I wanted to do French kissing. She said she don't need no help with that, so here we are. Um, um, mm, can you go back to the scenario one more time without listening to it? Just the actual scenario.
Oh, you just want to see the text?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Okay, so they've been dating for 6 months, and up until recently, it's become disastrous. I mean, she's got some stress going on anyway with the move and college and depression. And so my question would be asking logistically, are you clinically depressed or are you having feelings of depression? Because all those things in intertwined or entwined within each other can cause her to feel a whole lot of different things that may not actually be present as it relates to her relationship because she's already having a and maybe that is the good spot in her life. And so now it seems like since all these other things are going wrong, that is about to fall apart too. And that may not be the case. But I'm reading into it because there's not a lot of detail outside of what's given. I'll go back to the fallback statement. A conversation should be had so that she can eliminate some of the things that she feels, um, and try to combat the feelings of confusion and being heartbroken. So she can combat the jealousy and the idea of suspecting him of straying, um, or deal with it if he is. Um, yeah, I, it's hard to gauge just because she's got a lot going on, but she's got to get out of her own head and out of her own way.
One thing I find is once you get to that point where it starts fading, it almost never gets back on track. It's like they don't even look at you the same no more. You don't look at them the same no more. They start losing respect for you. You start losing respect for them. You know, you hear that they got a paper cut when it was good. You're running down. You're running to check to make sure she's good. Then you hear she kind of got brushed back by a van, and you're like, eh. So it's like you don't even care that much about what's going on with them. So
Exactly, but which is
But I
why I
feel
mean,
like,
go ahead, sorry, Anthony.
so I guess my question would be: is it the love that's actually fading, or is it that the romantic honeymoon phase is starting to die down? Because
Yeah,
love, to me, you choose to love every day. You can fall in love, but how you stay in love is you make a decision every day that I'm going to love this person. Now, may not every day look like rainbows and butterflies and skittles falling out your ass and shit, but it's like these little mundane tasks or the things that you do that demonstrate love when you start to speak each other love languages. Because there's a maturity about love that needs to be had, and a lot of times, especially at a certain age, you enter into love with a very mature, immature, idealistic type of these type of notions, and so now you feel like the love is fake because they laugh at your joke or something, or whatever, because people still have individual lives that they live in, and we still deal with certain things. We just decided to live our individual lives together. That doesn't take away from the things that we're already doing. So the question, and I would ask again, is like, is the love fading? Because to me, if it's real love never goes anywhere. Even if you decide to not be together, if the love was real, you still love that person. You just love them from afar, from a distance. You know what I'm saying? I love you, but I can no longer interact with you in this particular manner anymore because it may not be conducive to my growth or beneficial to me in any capacity or the ways that I thought it would be. Or it's just like you just kind of getting bored and now you're feeling like, oh, they don't love me no more. I don't know. I just feel like love is not that easily given and taken away, especially if you make the decision to do so on a daily basis. But I digress.
As a side note, I was like, does Marisol have a disco ball? But I think, is that your Christmas tree? Now that I see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, shit, this football going in there? I just saw the lights flashing in there. Uh, yeah, once it starts fading, you don't ever give it up, you know, or
They
you
need
got
a
to
break.
hard, or you got to fight hard, and hopefully it works out. I mean, I've seen situations where it worked out. Once they start looking at you like they can take you or leave you, that shit don't go. That's
Yeah,
pretty. It's the done data.
they need a break. God damn. Once again, airing out my dirty laundry here, but I've been in a similar situation, and it's all psychological, and it's like, in this particular case, it was like financial issues, family member died, lost a job, and then that rock that's supposed to be there was just like, well, I got my own issues. That's gone. All that shit, that means it's time for y'all just to take a break. You need to focus on yourself. And then, like Anthony said, if the like, whatever you want to call it, is still there, it's always gonna be there. But I think if you really appreciate and love someone, you have to come to the recognition that y'all need to be not together. Y'all need to focus on each other. And then if things work out later on down the line, you come back together, or you just be friends from afar, or that just be a wonderful moment in your life that you take with you and you learn from. But yeah, she needs a break. She needs to focus on herself. Because what's going to happen is she's going to have jealousy and other issues come up, and then he's going to have resentment for her, and that's just going to be a very toxic relationship.
So can we do the French kiss at one? Because I feel like I need a do over because that was
Uh, Chris,
hot garbage.
we're gonna give it to G, and then if he doesn't pick that one, we will do that one.
I hand my
Okay.
pick to Shannon.
Yes. You
Well, you know which one I'm picking. I need help with French kissing. No,
I
16.
need to
Come
see French kissing.
on.
I'm a 16-year-old boy and there's been rumors going round that I'm a bad kisser. I now have a girlfriend and I don't know if I still am. I do know, however, after each French kiss we make she wipes her mouth. Is there a way of controlling the saliva flow? Or any other tips on moving
Ooh.
the tongue around?
so expert, Shannon. I mean,
Okay.
what is true?
Okay, and this is funny. The only reason why I picked this one is because I'm in a group and they were saying sex ed classes are now in session. What classes would you teach? And mine was the art of kissing. This is something I would teach. And so there are several things that I would probably start with. Um, One, I would make them do the starburst test. You're gonna put a starburst in your mouth and unpack it with your teeth and tongue. And I need to see how much saliva you produce once you give me the wrapper back. Two, you would then do the cherry test, tying the cherry stem with your tongue. I need to know what your skill level is. No, I
Wait a
am
minute, that's a different type of lesson. That ain't kissing. You talking about something else.
you. I'm not gonna kiss you to find out myself. You 16. There are laws that prohibit that.
No, I'm talking about tying a cherry stem. Oh, that's a different demonstration. So,
listen, you answer the question when it's your turn. Asshole. Smooch. First off, I'm annoyed that he's 16. I mean, but I get it. This question and the statement all go together with a 16-year-old. And so I would tell him to ease on down the road and start small. Start with closed mouth kisses first. Start there and let it grow, and then be gentle, ease your way into it. I don't know how. I do know how. Start having sea moss in your daily diet. It decreases the saliva. That is instructive. You're welcome.
I sound like Ryan.
Either that or take those moments after having that tongue shoved in her mouth to give her those tap kisses where you're swallowing quickly everything that you want to do.
Or put 1 tablespoon of sea moss in your smoothie and watch the decrease of saliva. You'll thank me later.
Can we ask?
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it's necessary for other areas, maybe. However,
Shannon, we're here. We're here.
however, you're 16, and I don't need your mama to be whooping on me because I'm encouraging you to go down below.
Can we ask Shannon a personal question?
Can what?
Can we ask Shannon a personal question?
You ask me whatever you want. We grown on here.
All right. So, how would you describe yourself as a kisser? Would you say you're really good?
I would say that I'm more advanced than some. But I'm not everybody's cup of tea. One guy didn't like that I like to pull on lips, and bit me back, but I didn't actually fight him, so that's a whole nother conversation. And another guy was like, I can kiss you all day. And I was like, yeah, but I'd rather you kiss these other set of lips, bruh. So transition down there, okay? Like going down.
Escalator.
Yes, please. Love without delay. Okay. But I love to kiss. It's a gateway drug for me. If I'm putting my tongue in your mouth, I'm gonna put my tongue other places. It's me.
But you can't kiss everybody though. You can't kiss everybody.
That is true. But you know what? I have found that I absolutely kiss a lot of people up top, but it's the below part that don't get everybody's attention. Like
that's a whole mess. Truth. That's true.
Everybody don't get that treatment. And so, and that's after you've done your scan check. So you looking at their nails, you checking for breath. Like you do quick scan and like, oh, okay. Most times before you put your tongue in them that you want to kiss them.
What about
I'm gonna riff.
What about early morning? Like you guys just woke up from sleep.
Oh, I have to be in a whole relationship with you for that, or we just nasty. Because I'm like, because most
I'm like, yeah, that's when you in love.
Because it don't matter at that point. Had entanglements the night before, may not have gotten up to brush their teeth. So y'all coming off of dinner and drinks and black jelly being nasty. So all of that is marinated, juices flowing, and you waking up, rolling over, talking about First off, go gargle all of that out your mouth before you get back in mine. Please. Thank you.
So you do the different world. Do you remember Whitley? Where before he woke up, this is the first time they opened.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But once you've been invested to somebody for periods of time, that doesn't matter. But the grand scheme of impressing somebody, yeah, bruh, I don't need leftover chicken wings and tequila and pudassi all up in my mouth in the morning.
Look. I yes, I'm reaffirming everything you say from the male perspective. So, dudes, definitely make sure, please make sure your hands are clean. No woman wants fucking dirty nails, and I've seen this happen before. They try to. It's just it's an infection waiting to happen. Second, do not be at all afraid to carry a hygiene kit. If you carry a backpack, go ahead and carry a toothpaste, Listerine, toothbrush, extra pair of socks and underwear because you never know what's gonna happen. A washcloth. Just be prepared because I'm gonna tell you if you gonna do some, if you're gonna do some nasty, you're gonna do some nasty. So
I,
you need
I
to be ready.
I used to carry a whole in the trunk of my car, and I suggest. I mean, I don't need one now. You never know, right? I would always have a gym bag with all of that.
Hey, you know what's so even for me, even if I just finished having a nasty session, I go in my backpack and just take a little swig of my Listerine just to cleanse out the mouth because
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
So before we say goodbye, I gotta ask Marisol this question:
Oh yes.
How would you rate yourself as a kisser?
I think I'm pretty decent. I mean, again, like Shannon said, depending on who you are, depends on whether or not I'm your cup of tea, you know. Um, I happen to love kissing. I think I went on a big, like almost 3 year, 4 year hiatus where I didn't even so much as think about kissing anyone else. And the thing I missed the most was kissing, you know? So when I did start kissing someone again, it was like, oh my God, I missed this. But again, I think also part of being in a relationship is learning how to kiss the person the way they like to be kissed. So it's not just this is how I kiss and you need to deal with it. It's more like, well, what's going to be mutually satisfying for both of us,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
Can you be good at all the other sexual stuff but be terrible kissing?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, can you be good at all the other sexual stuff but be terrible at kissing?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
because they're not the same thing. What happens downstairs in your love canal has nothing to do with your mouth. And or even in your anal cavity or with your hand gesture.
Oh,
So those things are not all the same and they're not mutually exclusive. Some things are easier to practice with than others.
Okay. Well, good to know. And that kid, yeah, hopefully that kid listens to the show.
No, please don't. You need to play Fortnite in my business.
Everybody know, unless you had like an older brother, a homie, or or a cousin or something like that. I mean, like I guess nowadays you learning that stuff from the internet, which is I mean, there's not like a very god brother that I'm gonna teach you how to. Ooh, that kind of sounds weird. But
nah, I feel like
get the point.
if you got it, you got it.
Right.
If you don't, you don't. I feel like kissing is one of them things where I ain't have to practice. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember my first for real French kiss, and I was like, oh my Jesus, what have I been missing in my life? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, then I was like, oh, I'm kind of nice at this. Oh, I like doing this. And then it's like it's an ebb and flow. If you are out of balance with yourself, you ain't gonna really be able to flow with nobody else. And I feel like that's kissing, that's sex, that's dancing, that's what I mean, whatever it is, you gotta learn. I feel like you gotta have rhythm. And some people just don't have rhythm. I don't know. And then the whole extra mouth wetness, that just made me cringe. Like, wait a minute, why's your mouth extra wet out the gate? Like after certain activities and you got more saliva produced, it makes sense, you know what I mean? But you're already in a rhythm of doing things.
Yeah.
But to just come slow down, like why is, and then you got white stuff on in the corner of your mouth and all. No, it's just it might kissing might just not be for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know how you teach somebody how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So I think
uh,
if you want to
cause
teach somebody, I think it goes to like being observant and like really feeling the other person. Like you will like I believe that you will know if you are kissing badly if that other person is like slightly pulling away from you. Like you know if you're a bad kisser. I'll say that. You will know. So you just got to get in tune with yourself and with the other person.
Learn to read body language.
That's a
and some
whole
people
word.
just illiterate, so that's why
I want
it's like, yeah.
I want to thank the
I'll tell
panel.
you one
Oh, go
one
ahead.
misconception I had. I thought girls naturally knew how to kiss.
I did too. And yeah,
Why'd you think
It
that?
just in my young mind it made sense. It just made sense that girls should like automatically know how to kiss. Because when I was younger, I always heard about guys being bad kissers. But as I progressed in age and experience, I realized he may not have been a bad kisser. You can't kiss worth a damn. Like, why are you tucking your tongue in the side of your cheek? Why is wait a minute, like why do I feel like the white people on the movies kissing just turning their head back and forth with their lips pressed together? Like this ain't. Oh no, you don't know how to do this. Okay. Uh, so I gave the ladies a little bit more credit than I feel like maybe I should have in the beginning, and I realized I'm like, oh no, it's not just the dudes. You terrible at this.
there's levels to this. Yeah.
There are levels to this. And I think that once you realize you've met your match, don't have any misplaced expectations past the kissing. Because the kissing may be phenomenal, and the low room could be hot garbage.
That too.
I want to thank this panel. You guys were
Oh, Kenzie
amazing.
said we done.
I got you, Liz. Fabulous that.
Thank this panel. You guys were amazing. Um, we were supposed to do a giveaway, and I think I missed the best opportunity of Marisol's some of her jewelry. So what we're gonna do is uh, next week is our season finale, and we're gonna have a free for all. So everybody's invited. So as many people that want to come on, uh, who as much as we can handle up on here can come, and what we'll do is we'll do our giveaway next week. We'll give away like four different pieces from her collection. And on your outro, I want you to say about your jewelry collection. So if that's cool with you, Amadi, we'll make sure we do it at a good time in the show. So we'll do like we'll do some sort of quiz or something like that. So we'll make sure we do it on the next episode. And also, I want to say in 2021, what I want to do for the next season is I want to do like a giveaway for each episode because we all have things that we are selling, that we are pushing. And I want to make sure that our community that we've gathered here knows that what everybody is selling and stuff. So we'll make every episode uh, next year about that. So, and of course, our beloved Shannon, I'm with every chance I get, has her new book coming out. So we're gonna make sure that everybody buys a copy of her book, and even give them away to our loved ones for their birthdays. So we want to make sure that Shannon hits the bestseller mark. So with all that said, I want to once again thank everybody who were listening. And in 2021, we're going to be doing the 24-hour show. This will be our third straight year. Remember that back in the TMU days, the 24-hour show? Yeah, so we do our own 24-hour show. So it's going to be a lot of fun putting that together. So I'm really want to reach out to the community. I really want to make a community thing. for people to, maybe I can get Anthony to host a couple of hours. He does his own thing, whatever he wants to do, music, whatever. Shannon, Marisol, everybody. Welcome to, because I got 24 hours to get rid of. So we're gonna have to. I want the whole community to be a part of it. I don't want people to have to hear me that way. I'll be the engineer the whole time, but I want to make sure everybody gets their shine on the show. And so I want to start off, of course, with you, Marisol. How can people get you in social media and tell us about your program and what do you have to sell?
So you can reach me on facebook.com/Latina NYC 0. There you will find videos, albums, things of everything I have available to on hand to sell. Um, what I do sell is paparazzi jewelry. It's $5, 100% nickel and lead free. So if you have, if you're a person like me who has allergies to metals, this is for you because this actually is the perfect allergy free jewelry. It's necklaces, rings, earrings, bracelets, you name it. We also have an exclusive line that's more, it's still costume jewelry, but it's our signature series and it's $25 a piece. But those are like, um, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous, like you wouldn't believe. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to sell it. I'm telling you because I own it, I wear it, I believe in my product, and you might not think of it right now, but generally, I have been wearing my jewelry all over the place. So if you want to reach me on Facebook there, or you can do it via Instagram at paparazzi_Latina NYC 0.
And let's give this young lady a lot of love because we've seen her grow as just she was, I don't want to say just, she was a listener and became all of our friends and everything. And if you've seen her do her paparazzi presentations, she's amazing. She's funny. She does games and stuff like that, and it's so much fun. Like I'm a dude. I ain't trying to buy no jewelry, but it's fun just watching her do her thing, and and then you get to see her, little Evan, her 6-year-old son, take over the show, which is hilarious. Uh, you know, I say that he's your co-star in a lot of ways. So I'm just so proud of you and all the
Thank
stuff that you do. And I'm sure I'm not just speaking for myself, that we're all supportive of you and we want to see you do well. So, and her along with Anthony and Shannon, I had the pleasure of meeting in Atlanta, and that was so cool. So, I'm going to always be your support for you. I think the world of you, myself. So, yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
All right, Anthony. What it looks like, Anthony, like getting rid of some evidence late at night.
I gotta go put my body armor away and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess it's the credits portion of it. Yeah. I keep getting kicked off, so I'm gonna try to be concise. If you're looking for me, you can find me in a few different places. Um, I got 3 different pages on IG. One of them, which is free for real. If you see it there in there on that line over somewhere down here, yep, right around there. All one word. You can put it together at free for real. I'm also a firearms instructor. You can find me at on Instagram at Forward Assist Combat Society, all spelled correctly, but just put it all together as if it were one word. So that's Forward Assist Combat Society, also known as FACS. And last but absolutely not least, you can also find me at Woodshed Pictures on IG, and that's spelled correctly as well. Woodshed Pictures, put it together all one word. I got some dope stuff coming out. I've been filming interviews for my documentary on Black manhood. It's called Black Manhood: The Things We Pass Down. So that's what my working title is for that. I just finished shooting a short film a couple weeks ago out in Joshua Tree, California, Yucca Valley. That should be coming, being released in the end of January, beginning of February. So I'm editing that, super hype about that. Um, and I got an album coming out sometime in like the spring of 2021. So yeah, I got a bunch of different stuff coming as I work all of my talents and gifts and things of that nature. And then I'll update with like website and all of that cool stuff too.
Man, and we got to do something at some point with music and movies or something, because that we're both movie buffs and love music, man. So we got at some point we got to do some kind of podcast or something about that. And big shout out to your brother Dedrick, cool brother, man, really good
Oh yeah.
brother. And I don't know, did he have his child? Yeah,
He wasn't in danger of having a child, not anytime
I thought
soon.
he had. I thought he had a child coming. I could have
No,
sworn.
that's a negative.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
Um,
It was like a joke or something. Then, huh? He's getting married though, right?
yes, that the marriage
Okay.
portion. Yeah, he got engaged.
All
I don't
right.
know
All right.
what it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Maybe
put
I.
don't you put
My
that approval
bad.
on him, Ricky Bobby.
My bad.
Right.
Well, congratulations on the marriage. Whenever that happens. So, but yeah, he's a cool brother. Good dude. All right. G. So,
Yep.
how can we get you in social media? And what you been up to, man? I know you were working in animation stuff.
Oh, man. Long story. I have to fill y'all anyone in one day. So right now, I lost a job because of COVID. So I've been just kind of learning, being a student again. Um, so if you want to find me on social media, you'll probably have to look at somebody else's social media pages because I may be appearing all around the place. But if you want to find me, uh, I'm usually exploring the streets of New York. So if you see a black kid with a flat top on a skateboard, probably me. So just come up, just say hi. I saw you on Kente, something like that. If you're gonna murder me, at least have a conversation with me for like 10 minutes before that happens. you know, but I'm a really free. I'm a free spirited guy, so that's pretty much it. I'm all along the East Coast occasionally, but mostly New York. So that's where you can find me.
How's mom?
Oh, she's great. She's going to be a forensic scientist now. So,
Wow.
uh,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
can't say can't
Yeah,
can't say shit to her.
one of our regulars. That's what he does. So, yeah, but no, that's so cool. Say hi to Mama G for me.
Will do.
All right, and Shannon. Shannon, once again, happy birthday. I know it was last week.
Thank
Uh,
you.
but Shannon, we all love you. We are huge fans of Shannon. And how can other people who are not in the Shannon fan club get a hold of you?
I'm sorry, what?
How can people who are not yet in the Shannon Jefferson fan club, how can they get on?
I didn't know there was a fan club, but okay.
Yeah.
Twitter, IG, and Facebook, all the same. Shannon forward like the president hyphen Jefferson like the president. I'm of course here with you on Monday nights. Friday days at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a sit apart woman with my co-host Tracy J. We are rounding out the rest of the month until we drop our love in three parts, January, February, March. I do a blurb on Facebook every day. So if you follow me on Facebook, you will see my face. I say a minute blurb, it's usually like 3 to 6 minutes. So don't judge me, judge your mama. Um, and then I have two books coming out next year. One in May of 2021, Dismantling Daddy Dysfunction, and All the Men I Loved After Him. And then in August of 2021, Marrying Mommy, the Woman I Love, the Woman I Hate, and the Woman in the Mirror. So that's it for me. If you're in the greater Atlanta area, you may see me out in these streets. But if you see me out in these streets, mind your business.
Yeah, Anthony, I heard she's making waves out there in them streets too. So you got to watch out for sure. You can get me at Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram, and of course the website is indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. Next week will be our season finale, so we're gonna have a big free for all, and we're gonna give away some jewelry and also maybe some other things as well. I want to make sure that it's a fun, festive final show for the year for this program. And I just want to say, once again, it's been a tough 2020. A lot of sad things have happened. I started off the show by talking about a good friend of mine, um, getting COVID, and he's in the hospital right now. And I know a lot of us have been going through that kind of thing. And I'm just saying, my prayers are to everybody, and everybody stay safe, and God bless. So, with all that said, we will catch you next week right here.
Don't forget to love without delay, guys.